Well, hello. Take a quick drink here. This edition of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion brought to you by Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. Yep, you got arthritis pain or back pain? Hey, Australian Dream will be the savior for what you're looking for. Doesn't smell, doesn't burn, it's not greasy, and it's available everywhere big retailers are. Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. Great product. And if it doesn't work for you, empty jar guarantee. Just use the entire jar, and if it doesn't work, you send it back and get a full refund. But don't worry, you're going to love it. Why? Because I say so. Go check it out, Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. First of all, hi, welcome. It is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. I'm Rusty Humphries. So wait a second. So now Donald Trump Jr. is the traitor? I thought it was Donald Trump, and I can't keep up. Every day it's another Russia story, every single day. And what is so hysterical is that every time anything happens with the word Russia, the left just can't wait to jump. They can't wait. It's all they got. Now, what about the fake Trump dossier? Remember that one? Wasn't that compiled by a British national? And isn't that foreign collusion under the fake news definition? Or how about if what Donald Trump Jr. did was wrong, shouldn't they indict BuzzFeed for attempting to collude with Russia for the dossier? Oh, but that wasn't illegal then, according to them. But I guess Donald Trump is in the clear, I guess. What is true, though, is that the law is interpreted by the left, and it only applies to those who disagree with them. That's it. Let's see here. Because I got lots to talk about. So much. And we're going to have a bunch of liberals on the show, and they're going to comment. And, I mean, if we're going to go down the rabbit hole of Russia and American politics, I say we go for it. Let's get it on! We got opposition research efforts on both sides. We have 30,000 Hillary emails. We got uranium sold to the Russians. We got Podesta and his millions of dollars that he made in Russian stocks. We have the Clinton Foundation. We have Bill's $1 million speeches there. We have the DNC meeting with Ukraine to try to get dirt on Trump. We have Donna Brazile, who we know was working for CNN and spoon-fed debate questions to Hillary Clinton. We know the Democrats kept Bernie Sanders out and basically fixed an election for the Democrats. Stu said, how's the blood pressure, Rusty? Doesn't look good, man. I think it looks pretty damn good, Stu. I think it looks really good. I don't see where the there is. Again, it's just another waste of another day where we could be getting something done for the country, but instead we're going to waste another damn day on a made-up story. That's where my blood pressure is getting high. That's what I'm getting sick of. I'm getting sick of just the BS, baloney crap, the words that hey, listen, I'm not on the FCC. I can say whatever I damn well please, but I'm not going to. But there's a lot of swearing I'd like to be doing right now, I'll be honest, because of the waste of time that the Democrats are doing to our country. They ain't got nothing to do except waste our time. And by the way, oh, man, here's the Republicans. Oh, Gladys says, what about the fake votes for Hillary? Absolutely. the Republicans have decided they're not going to have a 4 to 6 week vacation in the Senate. They're only going to do 2 or more. And boy, are senators mad. How dare we not get our 6 weeks of vacation? You ever had 6 weeks of vacation off? Yeah, I have. It was called when I was unemployed. I am so sick of these politicians, right and left. Right now, I hate them all. And hate is a strong word, but it is true. I hate them all. They aren't doing a damn thing. All right, let's do some check-ins. Let's see where you are checking in from. Dylan is saying hi. Kelly says, crap. Kevin says, great evening. Glad to be here. Thank you. Claudia says, blank Trump. Hey, I wonder if she's a liberal because she's got to start off swearing. First thing you do. Good for you, little liberal. Good for you. You can swear. Good for you. Janice is in Long Grove, Illinois. Hey, Janice. Christopher says, yes, I'm all in. Charlie says arthritis pain, so I guess we know the demographics for this show. Yeah, we have adults here, Charlie, but thank you for checking in. Cheyenne is here. Kevin says hello. John checking in from Junction City, Kansas. Oscar says, great show. Thank you very much. Who sold the uranium mine interest to Russia? I believe that was on the Democrat side. Linda says, hey, hey. Michelle says, MAGA 2020. Kevin checking in from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Cynthia says hi. Kelly says Don Jr. did nothing wrong. Justin says Ted Nugent. Haley says, what the blank? Maggie from Texas. Gladys is from Bastrop, Texas. Not sure what that is. D is from Xena, Ohio. Peter checking in from Beaumont, Texas. Johnny, I can't read that comment. You be a good boy now. All right. Sonia's checking in from Southern Arizona, Georgian, California. And the list goes on and on. Chris is still gassy from lunch. Good for you. And Sherry is an adorable, deplorable, speaking loud and proud from Greenleaf, Idaho. Okay. I saw a great clip today on CNN. Again, nobody watches CNN, so we have to occasionally bring you clips of CNN, usually when it's them embarrassing themselves, because nobody's watching, so I want to make sure you see it. Before we get to that, though, if you would please, let's get those engagements going. I want to see some thumbs ups, and I want to see some hearts, and I want to see some shares. This is how we get around the mainstream media. We get around them by making sure we let other people know that we are out here, that the deplorables are out, and we are fighting for truth, justice, and the American way, and we are doing it together. And as a matter of fact, if you go to my website, rustylive.com, you can now send me voicemail. I got a couple in today. I'll try to play some coming up in a couple of minutes. But if you would please, right there on the bottom left, it says share. There's a share button right there. And if you're on your phone, you can click share. Or if you're on your computer, you can if you're on your computer, you can, let me get rid of this. Sorry. Got to do it all the time. On your computer, there's the share button right there, and just click it to go to your page and make sure everybody is a part of this, okay? We want to get as many people a part of this show as possible, and we are growing every single day, and so I really appreciate it. All right, let's go to CNN, where we have a Donald Trump administration guy, Sebastian Gorka, on with one of the CNN talking head chicks, and he just beats her like a rented mule, and it's just becoming CNN funny time. So let's watch this. It's kind of a long clip. I'll play it until I get bored, but it's pretty good, so it's worth it. So let's just get into it here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Mr. Gorka, I want to ask you about something that's been in the news for the past 2 days, and that, of course, is Don Jr.'s meeting with a Russian lawyer who seemed to be offering up some sort of damaging information about Hillary Clinton. Was it a good idea for Don Jr. to meet with this Russian lawyer?
Was it a good idea for the DNC to send its operatives to the Ukrainian embassy?
I'm not sure that answers my question.
No, if there's a meeting that was wholly appropriate, but which led to nothing, let's compare that to the DNC sending its people to the Ukrainian embassy to coordinate Oppo attacks against our candidate. I mean, if you want to see collusion, it's in the DNC. I mean, it is up to their necks.
So just let me follow your line of logic. You're saying it's inappropriate for the Democrats to meet with a foreign country, Ukraine, but it's not inappropriate for your campaign, for Donald Trump, to meet with the Russians, hostile
What do you mean the
foreign.
Russians? Who did at the time? Do you know?
Well,
Because
this
she did
is
not
the
work for the
question,
Russian
Mr.
government.
Gorka. I mean, this is what investigators are obviously
I'm
trying
answering
to.
it.
What is the answer? What is her connection to the Kremlin?
Go get her.
There was no connection. She was a private lawyer who had an interest with regards to the Russian adoption program and used a pretext to get a meeting with the campaign, which the campaign representatives almost immediately realized was not done in good faith, that she had another agenda.
That's right,
and
but
therefore
they
the meeting
wanted,
ended.
what's funny, Mr. Gorka, is that they wanted the original agenda. They wanted the dirt.
Which is what political campaigns do, but we don't meet on the soil of foreign nations at their embassies to get opposition research. I mean, if you want to look at a real story, that's the story. Oh my gosh, if you want to look at a real story, the 126 leaks of national security importance in the first 125 days. I saw what you did yesterday with Kellyanne, 35 minutes on this one issue. Have you ever at CNN dedicated 35 minutes to the 126 leaks against this administration,
Well,
7 times the average of the leaks under the Obama administration, the Bush administration. Now that's a story worthy of CNN coverage.
We obviously cover lots of things along the spectrum, but I know that
Yeah,
you
but
do
you-
what
you-
Kellyanne,
you
hold on,
play-
Mr. Gorka, one second, because you do what Kellyanne also does, which is try to deflect back to the Hillary Clinton campaign. I understand that tactic, but the question is that why then, if this was also on the up and up, did the president's son, Don Jr., not only not disclose it, but didn't actually use the right story when first asked about it? He claimed that the meeting was about adoption, but that wasn't what the real story was, and he's not alone. I mean, let me just pull up this graphic for you of the 7 people connected to the Trump campaign somehow: Michael Flynn, Jeff Sessions, Jared Kushner, Paul Manafort, Don Jr., Carter Page, J.D. Gordon. None of them adequately disclosed their meetings with Russians until the press found out about it. What's going on?
Nothing. You heard their statements. You heard Don Jr.'s statements that told you everything you need to know. He's not even a member of the administration. I mean, this is the shocking thing. Again, the amount of time you spend in desperation on a topic that has plummeted you to 13th place in viewership ranking across America. I mean, more people watch Nick at Night cartoons than CNN today.
Our ratings are doing just fine. I mean, if you want to go there, our ratings are doing just fine. But what ratings
Nick at
represent
Night
is that
is
people are
11.
interested in this. And our ratings
Nick at Night
reflect
is 11.
that
More people are
Americans
interested in
are
cartoons.
interested in this. Look, I'm
More
sure,
people are interested in
I'm sure
cartoons
more
than
people
CNN.
are interested in watching House of Cards than whatever you're doing as well. However, our ratings are just fine, and the American people say that they're quite interested in what's going on with these Russian
Actually,
ties.
that's not true. If you look at the polling, most people couldn't care less. More than 65%
That's not true,
of
Mr.
Americans
Gorka. We have
are not
lots of
interested in Russia. No, as in your bubble. In your bubble, sure, but that's the bubble. That's not the people who elected
It's
Donald
actually
J.
a
Trump to be
cross-section
president.
of Americans and polls. But listen, here's the question, which I don't think you're answering. Why didn't they adequately disclose?
There's no need for a private citizen to disclose his meeting in the campaign that happened months before.
No, all of those people that I just
He's not
put
a member
up
of the administration.
are all
He's not a
connected
member
to
of
the
the
Trump
administration.
administration, and they did not disclose it on forms where there actually was a responsibility to disclose it.
Okay, so you have a list of 7 people. Okay. So what about individuals who got $500,000 to give speeches when their wife was running for president? Why is that not something you dedicate 35 minutes to?
Exactly.
Bill
Because you
Clinton's
won.
got half
Your
a
side
million.
won.
Yeah, and
You're
that's why
now
you're attacking
in the
us.
White House.
Because Hillary Clinton
That's
didn't
why
win.
the press
You
is
have
interested
to
in
get
what
over it.
you're doing now.
You
You're
have
the
to get
person
over
who's
it.
deflecting to Hillary Clinton. You're
So
not
if
getting
somebody
over it.
doesn't win, if they commit a crime, it's irrelevant to American national security?
When somebody
How's
wins the
that logic
presidency,
work?
it's more relevant.
How does that work? How does that work? When somebody is involved in putting TSSCI special access program information onto her private homebrew server in contravention of every federal law to do with classified information, the fact that she doesn't win means it's irrelevant to CNN? I mean, that is fake news. That's when you're selectively choosing what to look at and you downgrade real crimes and don't look at them and spend 9 months looking at something where there's no evidence of anything illegal. Nothing illegal. Not in John Jr.'s meeting. None of those meetings was illegal. None of them. So why are you choosing not to look at really important things?
Continues. There's no conclusions yet from Bob Mueller. The investigation continues.
Behave like an investigator.
Well,
so why don't you investigate Hillary Clinton?
Gorka,
just because she lost?
I'm asking you about your candidate, Donald Trump.
And I'm responding to your lack of prioritizing in the interests of U.S. national security. That there's nothing inappropriate happened. There's nothing inappropriate. And that we've made the requisite statements. And in comparison to what other political candidates did, especially Hillary Clinton, it is very strange that CNN is obsessing on those who did nothing inappropriate and has nothing to say about people who are doing pay-for-play, who are involved in selling 20% of our uranium to Russia when their husband is getting a $500,000 speaking fee, who are in contravention of every classified information handling rule. Is it possible, Mr. Gorka,
that your team is obsessed with the Clintons?
No, we'd like you to actually do your job.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stop it right there. I mean, first of all, he's absolutely right. No, we're obsessed with the Clintons and the crime syndicate that they ran. We are obsessed with the way that the Clintons were able to milk, steal, rip off, do whatever they damn well pleased for hundreds of millions of dollars, and this chick doesn't care? You don't care that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton has zapped the world of finances, abused the Americans' trust? Oh, you talk about she lost. Yeah, thank God. Thank God she lost. No thanks to you, honey. Thank God. Yes, she lost. Thank God, because the American people aren't as stupid as you think they are. Dumbass. All right, just another minute or two of this, and I'm going to get some of your comments here. Again, this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. My name is Rusty Humphries, and I sure appreciate you being here. If you would please make sure that you share this video and let people know that we are here. Just go ahead and do it right from your phone or from your desktop, wherever you are. Give some thumbs ups and some hearts or anger, whatever. We want to let people know that we're here, that we're paying attention. I want to see your comments, and we'll get to those in just a couple of minutes. And let's get back to this video here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
This business anymore. You used to be. You are in the attacking President Trump business, and it's sad.
Well,
it's really sad.
It's interesting, Mr. Gorka. Look, I know that you have to go, and I didn't even want to go down this rabbit hole with you. But when you take shots at us and at journalism, and at CNN, I do feel...
No, not journalism, CNN.
Okay. When you take shots at CNN, I do feel that I must respond and just point out that you called us yesterday to come on here. So why do you want to come on? Why do you want to come on what you claim is a channel that isn't worthy of your answering us?
Okay.
I'm guessing it's because you guys are so full of crap that somebody has to go up there and clean up your mess. It's just like, again, the difference between conservatives and liberals. Liberals can say, we're going to spend all this money and we're going to do all these wonderful things and we'll have puppies and rainbows and we'll have unicorns and the world will be great. And just by electing Barack Obama, the seas aren't going to rise and the temperature is going to cool and all the baloney crap that they promised that nothing came true. And then here come the adults. Us conservatives, and we've got to clean up the mess. We got to bring in a guy whose job on TV was to say, you're fired. Because somebody's got to clean up the mess you damn Democrats made. You damn jackass donkeys want to go on around and just pooped all over America is what you did. You've pooped all over the world, and we got to clean up your donkey dung. Get back to this video tape. Here we go.
Okay, well, let me answer the question. To redress the absolute absurd Alice in Wonderland of yesterday. When I got home late at night, I watched the clip of your colleague, Chris Cuomo, with Kellyanne Conway, my colleague, the first woman to run a successful presidential candidate in U.S.
Yes,
history.
we know that. Yes, go on.
May I finish? May I finish?
Shut your pie
and when
hole,
I
lady.
saw your colleague profess that 35 minutes on something that was wholly appropriate, 35 minutes. When has CNN spent 35 minutes on anything?
Well, just to be clear,
it was our decision that we should try and redress the balance, and you were very gracious to accept it. But if you don't like the answers, that's not my problem.
No, I'm looking for answers. But just to be clear, we were trying to be time conscious yesterday. We wrapped Kellyanne many times. She wanted to get your message out, and I think that we gave her an opportunity to do that. We talked about many things yesterday.
Was marvelous.
Yeah, as we have today. Sebastian Gorka, we appreciate you wanting to come on. CNN, we appreciate having you on and talking about all of the things in the news. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Me too.
Yep. So, what did you think? What was your thought about that interview? What's her name? Jerry says, Rusty, I believe the CNN commentator is Allison Camerata. Her prior employer was Fox News. She is just a mouthpiece for CNN. Money is more important than morals for her. I mean, I don't know that she was a conservative Fox News. Just because you're working at Fox News doesn't mean you're conservative. Take a look at Shepard Smith. Shepard Smith today, man, was he embarrassing. He couldn't get over himself. Oh, Donald Trump Jr., he's a traitor. I mean, they're not using those words, but that's what they're saying. Because if you're going to say that you're colluding with the Russians, are you not saying that you're a traitor? Are you not saying that you're putting your ambitions above that of the United States of America? Now, I can say that the Clintons have done that. I do believe the Clintons have been traitors. I'll say it. I'll say it right here. I think the Clintons have been traitors to the United States of America. I think they sold out our foreign policy for a couple of bucks for their lousy foundation. That's what I think. Go ahead, Media Matters, put this on. I want you to put it on. I want you to put it all around the world. Oh, Rusty Humphries thinks the Clintons are traitors. Yes, I think Bill and Hillary Clinton are traitors. And I'll say it every day. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You can't. All right. Let's see. Every politician is a traitor, says Amanda. I don't believe that. I don't think every politician's a traitor. And I certainly would say that not all politicians are selling out to foreign governments. The Clintons have. Clintons have definitely sold out to foreign governments. Let's see. Let me go back to the bunch of your comments. I like your comments. Steven says, what journalism? Surely she's not calling what CNN does as journalism. No. Drain the swamp, says Right Wing News. That's our good friends here on Facebook. And who's ever been paying attention to Right Wing News, we love you guys. Thank you. We really do. We really appreciate Right Wing News, and they do such a great job. Tiffany Rugner and John Hawkins. John Hawkins not only runs Right Wing News, he's also an author. I don't know if you've seen his book, but it's out there. It's called 101 Things All Young Adults Should Know. It is a perfect summer reading book for any graduate or somebody going from high school to college. It is a must-read, and it probably didn't cost that much. And today is a happy Amazon Prime Day, by the way. And speaking of books, where's my book? Oh, man. Did I sell the last one? Oh, man. I may be out of books. Well, I've got my new book. It's called, I got a picture of it here. It is called 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. I'm only bringing it up right now because, well, I want to say books, but I saw this thing. If you're an Amazon Prime person and you buy books over $20 today only, you get $5 off if you type in the special code. I forget what it is, but you'll find that on Amazon pretty easily. So you could get if you do that, you can get my paperback. It's $9.99 now. It'd be $4.99. So the Kindle would be $3. It's a good book. You will like it. It's got some serious information, but it's also funny. And so I'd love it if you'd go check it out, if you'd go get that book. The easiest way, type in my name, Rusty Humphries, or Rusty in 7 Ways, and it will pop up. And boy, I'd appreciate it if you'd get that book. What else? Let's see here. Peter says, we hired a businessman to run our country. Yep. Haley says, well said, Rusty. Thank you. That was well said, said Doyle. Thank you. Paul says, I need a hug and some sugars. Come here, Paul. I'll give you some hugs and sugars. Christina wants her promised unicorn. I know, me too. Bradley says it's time to get law and order in the country again. Amen. Sonia says, I like puppies and rainbows, but I live in the real world, and I know the difference between right and wrong. I'm a deplorable conservative, and I love it. Michael says, Rusty, you rock. Thank you. Bradley said they had to run 35 minutes with Kellyanne Conway. They had no advertising. Oh. Sandy says, not to mention have defaulted not only the U.S. but other countries as well, using so-called fundraising in poor countries and trying to funnel it through them instead of the Red Cross. If that's not money laundering, I don't know what it is. Go after them. Oh, Sandy's talking about the Clinton Foundation. Boy, and they have done so much damage. People say, oh, were they great in Haiti? No. They cause enormous amounts of damage. I'll give you just one example. In Haiti, so the Clintons come down there and they get a bunch of rice from America, and it's not really a part of the Haitian diet, but they give just tons of free rice. Well, what did that do? It destroyed the rice farmers in Haiti, and it destroyed businesses. And so the Haitian businesses got destroyed while American businesses did well, although they had to sell it cheaper to the Clintons. And then just a percentage of the money the Clintons got went to Haiti or the places that were supposed to go. I'll tell you what, it's got me some very sweet private jets, and it's got me on some sweet vacations, and I haven't had to hang out with Hillary that much. I'll tell you what, it's been a fantastic time. I've just enjoyed every minute of this Clinton Foundation. It is great. Now Chelsea's getting into the game. This thing is just fantastic. Woo, doggy. Let's see. Tim says, I'm going to like CNN on Facebook just to troll them. Norberto checking in from Miami. Hello. Cartoons have more ratings. That was funny, wasn't it? Hillary is the one that sold the uranium. That is right, Keith. Tina says, amen. How about Benghazi, Glass? Good point. Fake news. Bill and Hillary are Clintons and Bill and Hillary are criminals and frauds. Chelsea is a staid that would have been better placed on a dress. I don't know. Clintons are traitors. That's from Karen. Okay, I have a brand new thing on my website. If you go and type in, let's just do it right now together, shall we? rustylive.com. You type that in, and then it says, get the book everyone's talking about. Yes, you can go buy the book. But down here in the bottom right hand is the thing that says send Rusty a voicemail. Oops, let me get rid of. Oops, I'm not showing it to you proper. I apologize. See, I have to push all the buttons myself. If I just had one other guy here, it'd be a lot smoother. So you got to forgive me a little bit. So down here in the bottom right hand corner, it says send Rusty a voicemail. And we got a voicemail today. And I haven't listened to it. I just loaded it up, thought we'd do it together. So let's go take a listen to a voicemail. We received our first voicemail here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Hey, Rusty. This is Justin
Hey,
from
Justin.
Ogden, Utah.
Hello.
I just wanted to talk about for a few seconds what's going on with our Republican representatives not helping repel and replace Obamacare. Like they said they had a plan for years. Now saying, oh, we've got a plan. And then when push comes to shove, they don't have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And we all made fun of Obama saying, oh, no, we've got a plan, when Obama himself said, oh, they don't have a plan. And they're pushing us to the point where we're going to have to apologize to Obama, and that is infuriating. If we could just talk a little bit about what needs to be done, and I think we should start contacting our representatives and saying, look, what is the plan to repel and replace? And there's a new thing going on, people saying repel Obamacare or replace representatives. So
I like that.
That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you. I
Hey.
love your show, by the way.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it, buddy. And again, you can do the same thing that he did by going to my website, rustylive.com. Go to the bottom. Well, first, if I were you, I would buy the book everybody's talking about, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. What did Ben Shapiro say about the book? That's a good question. Rusty's book is a textbook on debating the left. Read it now and become a better fighter for the cause. Why, thank you, Ben Shapiro. I appreciate that. But again, down here on the right, just all you do is click on that button, and a thing pops up, send me a voice message, start recording. I'll tell you what, I thought that sounded really clean, too. Justin did a great job. So thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate it. How do I respond to that? You're right. The Republicans, I don't know how many Tea Party meetings I went to. I went to caucus meetings. I went to Capitol Hill. I've met with congressman after congressman, senator after senator. Boy, all we need is the House of Representatives to get Nancy Pelosi out of there, and we'll get rid of Obamacare. Okay. That was 7 years ago. So we did that. Then it was all we got to do is get control of the Senate. We'll get rid of Obamacare. Okay. Got that. All we got to get is a Republican president in and keep the House and the Senate. Then, boy, you're going to get what you want. Okay. And not jack or shizzle. And so I think he's right. Either we repeal Obamacare or we replace congressmen. It's that simple. And I will fight alongside my brothers and sisters to get rid of the rhinos. I am so sick and tired of rhinos. I am so sick and tired of these politicians who think that we are there to serve them. You are there to serve us, Congressman, Senator. You're not there to get 6 weeks of vacation in the summer. You're not there to get free health care. You're not there to get insider trading secrets. You're not there to get rich. You're not there to somehow make $30 million as a congressman, whether you're Republican or Democrat. That is not why you are there. And so I will speak anywhere. I will help fundraise. I will do whatever I can to help make sure that these dumbasses are out of office. There's somebody, a friend of mine. She's running for office in Arizona. She ran against John McCain, and unfortunately she lost. And I want to apologize to America from all of us here in Arizona that we put John McCain back in office. My friend, I'm sorry. I did everything I could. Now, Jeff Flake is up, and he's even dumber than McCain, and that is saying something. So we're going to try to get Kelly Ward on the program in the near future, and maybe you'll help support her, send her a couple of bucks, and maybe we can get rid of one of these dumbasses starting in Arizona. Let's see here. Annalise says, Rusty, you're right about the Clintons and Obama. Thank you. Clintons have sold out to even the Russians. Yep, Chuck, we have. Tina says, we got a snowflake. I didn't see him. Beatrice says they're organized crime. William says CNN is the Clinton News Network. Pamela ordered. What did you order, Pamela? Did you order my book? Thank you. I appreciate it. Tim wants to know, why isn't Hillary in prison yet? That's a good question. Amanda says only 3 payments of $99.99. What? 3 payments for what? $99.99. I don't know. Clinton are serial killers. That I don't know. Obama was the largest traitor in my lifetime, but the full effects of that have yet to be seen, according to Jason. I agree with that, too. Jack says politicians should be limited to 2 terms, 1 in elected office and a second term of 10 years in federal prison for the crimes they commit while in office. Sean says, I'm with you on the matter at hand. It's easy to believe all Democrats are full of baloney. They are not all a part of the ignorant get-along gang. Call them the name that they are not going to see your point of view, they will reject us. In some ways, your stereotype is part of the problem, not the solution. I'm talking, Sean, about Democrat politicians, and I do believe they are all a part of the crime syndicate. I believe that Democrat politicians would much rather watch America fall into disrepair than they would to have Donald Trump be a success. Take a look at the cities that Democrats have run for generations, and they are all a mess. All of them. They're disasters. Now, are there people that are Democrats that listen to what the Democrats say, that they're for the little guy, even though they're lying to him? I mean, the richest people in Congress, they're all Democrats. Well, Darrell Issa is the richest guy in Congress. He's a Republican. But most of the rich guys, the really, really rich people, are Democrats. Why? Because they use government, big government, to help enrich themselves. They're not looking out for the little guy. They couldn't care less about the little guy. You think Nancy Pelosi, with that lousy, Botox-riddled face, that chick that used to fly around on Broomstick 1, do you think she really gives a rat's ass about you? No, she gives a rat's ass about you if you vote for her. And other than that, Let's see. Deliverance does not suit you, Rusty. Thank you, Peter. Not sure what you mean by that one. Mike says, the whole fight in America today is definitely about good versus evil. I pray that God definitely put Trump in office. But that said, he also put Obama in office, so lessons learned, quit yelling left or right, and just know that God will heal it. We also, however, Mike, have a party that is the party against God, that is fighting against the idea of God. I remember not the last Democrat convention, but the one before that. They booed God. They had to have a vote 3 times at their convention to bring God back to the platform, just a word. And it actually lost. But the person that was counting the votes said, God wins. Kind of, sort of. I'm paraphrasing there. There is a difference. There is a party that believes in solid American values. Now, I was going to say family values, but nobody's perfect. And here's the thing that Democrats always want to go, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite because of whatever it is. Here's what I say, and this is what I believe. I am not perfect. I'll raise my hand and say I'm the biggest sinner in the world. I won't judge anybody else. I believe we've all fallen short of the glory of God. My job here is to not preach to you or to tell you what you should do in your own personal life. Politically, I'll tell you what I believe is best for the country. But just because I err in my ways does not mean I'm not a believer. Just because I make mistakes or do something stupid, and I do stupid stuff every single day. That's the one thing I'm good at. Nobody is better at doing stupid things than me. I'm gifted at it. It's a gift. But that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or you're a bad person. We're striving to do the right things. We're striving to follow, if you're a Christian, what Jesus said. If you're a Jew, Moses, for example. If you are a Muslim, Muhammad. My problem is that, when you've got a leader who married a 6-year-old girl and then the first time he had sex with her when she was 9, I got a problem with that. And if you believe that that's what we need here in America, I think you're wrong. Donald Trump is now being called a racist because he stood up for Western civilization. No civilization has done more for humankind, mankind, womankind, childrenkind, animalkind than Western civilization. None. None even close. We brought reason and logic to the world. Slavery, did we start it? No, we stopped it. Hunger, poverty, health. We've done more to help those things than all other civilizations combined. So give us a frickin' break. That's what I say. Gypsy Rose. Say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose? See what she has to say. We, the people of the U.S., are traitors in our own way. You can sit there and judge the Clintons all you want and make a big deal about it. Like Whoopi says, go run for the presidency. If people will vote for you, they'll dig up everything about you and more. I've never found it necessary to quote Whoopi Goldberg. Ever. Especially not making a political opinion. Now, maybe in that movie, Sister Act? There might have been a line 15 years ago I might have quoted. But when you pull up Whoopi Goldberg as your quote to try to show your intelligence in politics, shoot, airball. Sorry. Amanda says, hashtag Rusty Rebels for a free t-shirt. Only 60 left. What are you selling? What are you selling, Amanda? What are you selling? What you selling? Christina is back home again in Indiana. How you doing? Amanda says, black lattes matter. Thank you. Kevin says, thank you, Rusty, for trying to fill in those dark and empty spaces with intelligent facts for hollow-head snowflakes. William says, Gypsy Rose seems not to be there at all. Yep, Gypsy endorsed Whoopi. What are we waiting on? Cheryl, I don't know. Sean says, the whole U.S. has turned into Bloods and Crips, red side, blue side. Neither one of us are going to be 100% correct. I see how bad followers and who they followed blank on America. Fight with standing up to them face to face, not here in the media. Sean, if you could rewrite that a little clearer, I'd like to understand what you're saying. And I'm not making fun of you. I'm trying to understand. I agree with you, the red side, blue side thing, and our politicians have done everything they can to tear us apart. You can say that I'm doing that, and I'll disagree with you all day long. Again, I'm not trying to sell I am trying to sell my book, but just look at my book. 7 ways to win political debates with your liberal family and friends and still keep them as family and friends. See, I believe in trying to keep American families together. I want these battles to stop, and part of what my book is about when you've got somebody and you're never going to change their mind. There's no reason to, fight to the death or ruin a party or ruin everybody's evening. We do need to come together. And the one place I'll agree that we can fight is how these politicians, these elitists, have taken us all on a ride, a very expensive ride. Let's see. John Scott says, I wonder if they're going to come after me. Why is that, John? He says, well, I attended a social dinner with several members of the Soviet Army present at our camp in the Sinai in 1976. Ooh. There were members of the U.S. State Department, a representative from the Israeli embassy, some Polish officers, Canadian, Swedish, French, Guyana, a few others I forgot. Guess it's only a matter of time for me. You know what? It's the ones you forgot, John. What if you forgot a country? You just lied. Because you lied, they're going to come after you. Because you forgot something. This meeting with this Russian chick, and she wasn't working for the Russians, she was working for the Democrats. She was working for a company that put together opposition research for the Democrats. She had something that she wanted to do, and there's a lot of merit in it. She wants more Russian adoptions in America. We've stopped doing the Russian adoptions for a while. We got mad at Putin, and so to get back at him, we stopped that, and he got mad at us. And should we have more adoptions? Sure, yes. Would I like to see it cleaned up? Yes, the right way. I don't know all the ins and outs of that story. It's not one of my stories I'm an expert on. I'll be honest about it. The CNN, yes, let me tell you about this story about the Russian. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Quit pretending you do. But as soon as they found out what this chick was talking about, they went, okay, get out of here. Just get out of here. Abe thinks if the emails are true, he's guilty and should be punished. Abe, for what? For saying that he was talking to a friend and said, hey, if you got something, sure, I'll listen to it. He wasn't on the government payroll. He wasn't on the campaign's payroll. He was his son. Does that mean if I do something or my dad does something, I'm responsible for it? And I know there were a couple other people in the campaign, but there was nothing there. If you go into a bank and don't rob the bank, do you get arrested for robbing the bank because you walked in the bank? I guess you do if it's after hours, but if you go in, I don't know. I mean, the whole thing's just stupid. Henry says, Henry Hung Chi Chang. I'm sure that's your real name, too. You could not answer why Republicans could not fix the healthcare system they cried for 7 years. I can't. They've been telling us for 7 years they should be doing it. And this whole thing, well, we'll come back to work for 2 more weeks. No, you damn well don't leave until you get it done. So no, I'm not defending the Republicans on their handling of Obamacare. Not at all. I'm not defending Republicans on how much money they're spending in Congress. I'm not defending Republicans on how they're not defending the President of the United States. I'm not defending Republicans because they can't work with Democrats. There's a lot I'm not defending Republicans on. I care about this country. I don't care about you just because you got an R or a D next to your name. That's Democrat or Republican for folks who are just catching up. I don't care. I don't care about your cushy job. I don't care about your sweet office. Heck, I've been in the secret underground. It's not secret, but I've been in the underground subway system the senators have. Hey, do you know about this thing? First of all, you go into the Senate building, and not the one in the Capitol. They've got their own little office building for the 100 senators, right? And boy, are these sweet offices. Big-ass offices. And they have elevators that say senators only. So that's always the first one I get on. If it says senators only, I'm riding that one. Why? I don't work for them. They work for me. It should say public only. Senators take the stairs. Most of them can't because they're 100. But so then you go down underground and they have this subway car. And it's got some guy that runs it for them because they can't push a button. And it goes, I don't know, 100 yards, maybe 200 yards. The amount of money they must have spent on that thing, tens of millions of dollars, because the senators are too damn lazy and too old to be able to walk that far. That's not why we put you in office, to give you a sweet subway system and your own elevator and a sweet office. I don't care about that for you. Jason says, the real answer is for the government to offer a baseline of health care and personal medical attention for free to get the medical attention they need. Some say opening a VA benefits to the public when they are overloaded as it is. You know, I'll tell you, my dad yesterday had surgery. And they found he had, if you didn't join me yesterday, he had bladder surgery. And my dad is one of these guys. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I found out a couple weeks ago I got bladder cancer. I'm having surgery tomorrow. Forgot to mention it. He's that guy, right? Mr. Tough Guy. Anyway, they pulled a softball-sized tumor out of his bladder. Whoa. Now, unfortunately, I was telling him earlier today, unfortunately for him, he doesn't need to lose weight. For me, that's a great weight loss plan. I'll take a softball size of junk out of me any day of the week. But he's doing okay. He's doing better. But we're in Phoenix. You've heard about the Phoenix VA, right? So he had to go to a private hospital to get that done because the VA just couldn't get to it in time. So no, I don't think that single payer or government payer healthcare works. I remember when I was in high school, I was really trying to get closer to my real father. I was just telling you about my dad. His name's Mike. My father, Gary Humphries, who was killed in Vietnam. And when I was about a sophomore or junior, I found out that I had government benefits that I didn't know that I had growing up. And one of them was I had government health care. And it wasn't that I really needed it. You know, we had health care with my family, but I wanted to see what it was like, what my life would have been like had I grown because my dad was going to be a career military guy. So I wanted to see what it would be like. And I was able to get a card to be able to go on the base. I was really proud of that. I was a junior in high school because I was thinking about getting into the military. And I remember going to get medical attention once. I got there at 8 in the morning. I don't remember why I went. It was probably just for a silly checkup. We got there at 8 in the morning, and at about 2:30, somebody finally said something to me. I mean, I kept going. I've been here since 8:30 in the morning. Yes, I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you. And I finally left at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Spent the entire day. I never did see a doctor, and I never went back. I'm guessing that's how it is quite a bit. All right, let's take a look at Terry. Domestic terrorist right there. Can't hold an honest debate without slandering a woman about her looks. Who did I mention's looks? Did I mention a woman's looks? Have you not looked in a mirror? Scumbag, hateful bottom feeders, continuing to spew hate and lies. You are the problem, Rusty. Go worship your orange god. I have no idea what she's talking about. Bye, trash. God help your pathetic soul. Terry, I'm sorry your parents were cousins. And I'm sure that was, and first cousins, I'm sure that was difficult for you growing up. But you got to get over it. And whatever your daddy did to you that hurt your feelings back when you were 16, maybe he didn't buy you a nice enough car or whatever, you got to get over those daddy issues. You have to. You just have to. Okay. Was it Whoopi Goldberg? I don't think I made fun of how ugly Whoopi is. I mean, she is. You know what gets me about Whoopi is that she shaves her eyebrows. That I never understand. Why do you shave your eyebrows? But I don't think that's what I was all about. Let's see. Bruce, you wrote something really, really long. I'm sorry, I'm doing a radio show. I can't get into it. I'll read it later on. Sonia read the book, loved it. Thank you. Appreciate it. David says, when I was stationed in Germany in 1979 to 81, I talked to a Russian that had escaped. Maybe I'm in collusion. All right. Well, I sure appreciate everybody checking in today. Glenn, are you keeping it cool tonight, Rusty? No, it is hot. It is so hot in Arizona. It's so hot, and we're just waiting for the monsoons to just kind of cool it down a little bit. It's just unbearable. 114, 112, and it's to the point now where it's been so hot so long. Hey, it's down to 105, and it doesn't feel any different than 120. It's just miserable. Let's see. You know what else is miserable? I'll tell you something else that's miserable. That is earwax. Oh, I hate earwax. Nothing is more miserable than earwax. And because I wear headphones and have to crank them up loud because I've been in radio for far too long, my ears about twice a year get full and I got to go to the doctor. And now I don't have to because Wax RX is the same ear washer that is purchased by doctors and clinics. It is effective earwax removal. It has a pH conditioned ear wash system, and there's 3 complete uses in this box, and it's safe for ages 12 and up. It's a great product. You can clean your ears at home with a system just like the doctors use. I know this is not a fun topic, but boy, you have this on hand, and when you need it, you will thank me so much. Boy, will you thank me. Wax RX. Why is that not focusing? There we go. Wax RX, pH conditioned ear wash system. Get it at waxrx.com. That's waxrx.com. What else? Kenny says, why does Fox News continue to cover as important news the Russia BS? I'm a lifelong Democrat who voted for President Trump. To Fox News, for them to cover the news, let alone CNN, MSNBC, and others, talking about Russian meddling, stop it. It's not important. It's not news. Good for you, Kenny. Good for you. You are thinking for yourself. Even if you were a Democrat and you voted for Hillary, but you thought about it, and you didn't just go along to get along, but you used your head. Everything that you just said there, Kenny, was well thought out, and I'm proud of you. And I'm not talking down to you, and I mean that for Republicans, Democrats, everybody. If you make an honest choice, and it's different than mine or the same as mine, but at least you've thought about it, and you're not just spouting talking points, or you're not just saying stuff because you don't like Donald Trump because he's orange or whatever the heck it is. That's good. That's great. I love that. What I don't like is just this crap that's thrown around with no thought behind it. And, for example, that chick that said stupid things, I can't even think about them now, what she was saying. Go love your orange god. I mean, that's just, it's not the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but it's in the top 10. You think I worship Donald Trump? No. I'm hoping he's going to do a good job. He's not there yet. He's still learning. Well, Hillary wouldn't have had to learn on the job. Bull crap. Of course she would have. Although the one thing she was good at was sucking money out of other countries. Selling out America. Man, she was good at that. Good at that. Oh, Kevin says, I mentioned Nancy Pelosi's Botox habit. Yeah, but that's not her looks. I mean, she physically has to go to the doctor to get that done. Why is that bad? I bring that up. That doesn't make sense. Bradley says, it's so hot. How hot is it? Okay. See, I don't even remember when I say stuff, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is one of the worst politicians in the history of America. She's caused more damage. This one woman, this one demon, this one horrible human being. It's going to take generations to clean up the mess that she's caused. The division that she's caused. Her, Chuck Schumer, they have lived off the division of our country. Maxine Waters, all they want to do is divide. And again, for them, it's okay. Matthew says, I moved on to 3 other advertisements after this and blank, and still, how are you shut blank up? Glenn says, maybe we should give that Wax RX to some of the politicians and media types. They might hear the truth. Very good. Okay. That is about it for the program. Now, a couple things I want to remind you. If you would please go to my website, rustylive.com. A lot of good information there. You can also find my podcast, the video version of this, and the podcast. That's at rustylive.com. Or if you'd do me a big favor and subscribe to the podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, at iTunes or Stitcher or iHeartRadio. But if you subscribe to it, make some comments, that makes a big difference. My book is out there, and boy, I would love, love, love if you would go get that book. Worked really hard on it. 7 ways to win political debates with your liberal family and friends and still keep them as family and friends. Today is Amazon Prime Day as we're recording this show, and there's deals on everything on Amazon. It's a good day to go to Amazon. Go check if you're a Prime member. Also want to thank our friends at Blunt Force Truth. Blunt Force Truth is a fabulous podcast That is hosted by Chuck Woolery and Mark Young. I actually co-host it with Mark Young this week, so you can go find it at bluntforcetruth.com. It's a good show. Not my part, but Mark Young does a great job. And Karen says, great show, first time watching. Thank you, I appreciate it. Jack says, there's not a study stream or employment path that gives someone all the experience and qualifications to be president. Dang, I wish people would stop talking about people not being qualified. Very good, you're right. Absolutely right. Anything else? I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Wax RX, talked about that. Talked about Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. And I'm here every night, Monday through Friday. 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. And if you miss it, the stream is up all day long, and then we do another one. So you can find that and again get the podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Looks a little something like that. That's it. May God bless you, and may God bless America. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is The Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Glenn loves Blunt Force Truth. Thank you, Glenn. Hope you go and listen. And then go buy my book. Buy my book. Go and buy the book now. That is this song. I want you to go and buy the book now. And then maybe I'll get $1 from that. Boom, 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 boom. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow.